Hello and welcome. My name's Campbell. This is Spiral Up. Thank you for joining me. And today I want to talk about a bit of what's going on. This whole awakening process that we were talking about, in 2020, 21, 22. All these people have claimed to wake up and everyone's walking around saying, I'm awake. But are we really awake? What's really going on with this great awakening? Let's have a chat. Okay, so yeah, we all know the 3 years we've been through. We all know the waking up, everyone woke up and all this kind of stuff. But what's it got us is my question, is what's different? Because to me, from my perspective, when this all happened in 2020, it was all about freedom and people claiming back their power and their sovereignty and that like their body sovereignty, right? Um, Obviously there were lockdowns and everything, so it became about freedom of movement, freedom, proper freedom started to be talked about, and these were what people said they wanted. And as we've gone, through the last couple of years, lots of things have happened, and I look around today and I wonder what happened, because we seem to be back to where we were. As far as I can see, everyone's polarized again. Everyone is jumping in a group and saying this is the truth and pointing at other people. And this can be, this is on many levels, right? I mean, obviously one of the biggest ones we see is everyone's pointing at the left and the Trans Ams and all this kind of agenda. And look, I get that, we should not be allowing that kind of stuff to go on, especially when it involves children. But is that the way you change things, to stand there and point and to tell other people to change their lives? Or would it change quicker if everyone just made sure that their children weren't around any of those influences? Because, I mean, seriously, we've been through all these times, all this change, all this growth, awakening. We can see bigger, we know more things, we understand a bit more of what's going on. But the question is, what's the results of that? Because as I said, I see a lot of division forming everywhere. All these groups. Obviously we've seen it on YouTube. It's rife at the moment, right? People are making not just videos but even channels just based on, bullying other people, picking other people, pointing the finger at others and other groups and other thoughts and saying that's wrong, they need to change. But as I have said many times, nothing changes until we change. So the way to change the outside is to change the inside, because the biggest tool they have is division, right? They, the rulers, those who control us, still, by the way, they still make the rules, right? They're still enforcing these things that people are obeying. Most people are obeying, having a license, paying tax, even all these kind of things, mortgages, and they're just, a couple, right? Apart from all the freedoms that have been taken away from us, which is kind of impossible because they're rights at that point, right? And if you have rights and not freedoms, well, you're not free. So what has become of the Great Awakening? We seem to have fallen back into division, and people are looking for gurus and looking for answers. And I understand it's a crazy time. It's hard to know what's going to come next, but the truth is no one knows. No one knows what's going to come next, because we are all co-creating this. The future is not written. We write it as a collective, a collective consciousness with what we think. That's what's creating this collective reality. But to change that, we need to change our own reality, right? Our own world. And that's what we can change. We can't change the outside world. We can influence it by what we do, what we say, what we think, all these kinds of things. But we can't go out there and change it. And we definitely can't change it by pointing at it and saying change. That's never happened ever. So the point I want to make is, everyone's, like I said, is going for gurus because they want answers. They're joining groups and they're becoming polarized as right and wrong, good and bad. And when you do that, when you polarize something as positive or negative, you put it in charge. You put it in a positive charge or a negative charge. And when you do that to a thought, it becomes in charge of you. So if you believe something and you're in a group and it's an echo chamber, shall we say, and everyone agrees with you, and then someone comes along with a different opinion, if you've already put the thoughts in charge of what you believe, then you're going to tell that person they're wrong, and you won't be able to consider their point of view. So you're stuck. You're stuck in polarization and division. So for me, obviously I don't have gurus. I don't follow people. I don't think anyone's got the ultimate answer, but I believe everyone has a piece of the puzzle. So I listen to, whatever, sort of comes in my way and stands out, and then I take from it what resonates, one of these buzzwords, but what makes sense to me, what feels right. I take that on board, and all the rest I leave. You don't have to believe everything everyone says. Not everyone is going to say 100% what you think is correct. That's because they're not you, and that's the reason. So, are we waking up? Are we becoming more aware? Are we changing this realm into the one that we want to live in by our actions? Or are we maybe falling again for another psyop, right? Some more cultural engineering. Because, we know this is how they play the game. And I'm not saying things are bad. I'm definitely, the eternal optimist, and I still believe we've already won, but the time frame, right? That's what I'd love to speed up, actually. Um, and all this, division and choosing sides and not letting people just live for who they want to be. As long as you hurt no other, you can do whatever you want. And I believe, that's freedom. Because the thing about freedom, to be truly free, like real freedom, is when you can let everyone else be free as well. Because so many people want to be free, but their freedom relies on other people doing things, on other people changing, on the world changing, situations. But that's, as I said before, that's impossible. We cannot change the world. We can definitely influence it by who we are and how we act. So that's just kind of what I wanted to say. Like, how is everyone feeling? Leave me a comment below. How are you feeling? What are you seeing out there in the bigger world? Are you seeing, more unity or more division? And, I'm not saying that there isn't good stuff happening. I just did a live event. It was awesome. And I'm definitely into that, into bringing people together, but it's not about division. It's about an inclusive mindset. And everyone has their right to, live their life the way they want to and express themselves the way they want to. And if we don't like it, all we have to do is do something different, right? Or change the channel if it's on a screen, or walk away, whatever it is, and live our lives and stop trying to tell others how to live theirs. So there you go. There's my thoughts on that, the Great Awakening. Like I said, leave me a message below and let me know what you think, what you're seeing. Also, please give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. It does help the videos, apparently, get more reach. That was Sam the Rooster. If you would like to support me and my work, you'll find links below. Thank you for joining me, and stay awesome and keep spiraling up. And I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.